Hey guys, welcome back. So yesterday I put on Child's Play, the 2019 remake of the 1988 film, starring Mark Hamill as the voice of the new and improved Chucky. That remains to be seen. So, for me, Child's Play, with Brad Dourif as the voice of Chucky in that 1988 film, starring Catherine Hicks and Chris Sarandon, was a lot of fun. It spawned a lot of sequels, and I really loved that film. It was not without its flaws, of course, but it was a fun, entertaining film. Basic plotline is this: we got a crazy killer on the run, cops are after him, he's cornered in the toy store, he's about to get shot and killed, so he transfers his soul via voodoo magic into a doll. And then through the course of the rest of the film, he's trying to inhabit another body because he does want to be a doll for the rest of his life. So young Andy, who he now belongs to, is his intended target. He wants to transfer his soul into that of a human body and start again. So this film really turns that on its head. The supernatural element, which I really enjoyed from that first film, is now gone. It's basically, well, the Chucky dolls in this one are like little Wi-Fi robots, not just plastic. They've got microchips. They're hooked into your Wi-Fi and they control a lot of your elements in your house, just like the home kit. They can turn on your lights, your TV set, your fridge. They basically control your whole home. So little Wi-Fi robot things, right? So basically we have got a guy, a workman, who's basically a disgruntled employee. He's just been fired. He's got one doll to go and his boss sacks him, calls him useless. So what he basically does, he turns off all the safety protocols and puts the doll out into the wild and then promptly jumps off a building, kills himself. But then this doll is now out there. And of course, it's purchased by our new antagonist, Audrey Plaza, playing Karen Barclay, and gives it to her son, Andy, played by Gabrielle Bateman. And yeah, the casting is good. The acting is good in this film. A lot better than the original Andy Barclay. Sorry, dude. What was your name again? Played by a very young Alex Vincent, who carried on to Child's Play 2 as well. The kid in this one definitely is a better actor. He's older and he's much more polished, so he gives a much better performance in this film than what Alex Vincent did in that first one. So that's a tick. But I did really like Alex Vincent in that first film. He was young and sweet and innocent, and having him go up against a crass killer doll was part of the charm of that film. And of course, we have got the legendary Mark Hamill doing the voice of Chucky now. Brad Dourif was amazing. He is the voice of Chucky to me. I love Mark Hamill, but what he does in this film is different to Brad Dourif, but it does definitely take on a few subtle Mark Hamill nuances. We can definitely hear some Joker in there. It was good. Like, you could definitely tell it was Mark Hamill, which I really enjoyed listening to because I love him. So that was a big plus as well. So this movie does definitely have a lot of things going for it. It doesn't suck. Let me just say that right out the gate. This movie didn't suck. It's not necessarily needed. I mean, at the end of the day, this movie is kind of pointless, like most remakes are. I mean, it's got to be really, truly something special to be, like, you know, regarded highly by everyone, but most remakes are not necessarily necessary. I said that. But for me, this didn't really feel like a Chucky film because the new doll was great, looked good, was pretty awesome, but it wasn't Chucky. He was different looking. They had to do their own thing, but the doll was definitely off-putting, creepy like it was intended to be, but just like a new actor playing a new role, it really did kind of pull me out of it a little bit because I just didn't buy this new character as Chucky. There were some moments when, yeah, he definitely did have the look, but for a majority of the film when he is just the nice, sweet, innocent doll, and yeah, I'll get into that. If these were a genuine toy line that was getting released to the public, I don't think it would be as popular as this movie makes these things out to be. They're just too weird looking and, yeah, and unpleasant to be around. I mean, really. So in the original Child's Play, Charles Lee Ray inhabits the doll. He's a serial killer, so straight out the gate, Chucky's bad. This one, the robot, his protocols are turned off, so he kind of he's innocent and he's sweet and he's learning his environment. So when we see the kids watching a horror film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, by the way, and they're laughing at the gore and the violence, the doll learns that that is something that will make Andy happy. So he kind of learns to become a vicious killer evil doll. And if anybody threatens Andy in any way, I mean, there's a stepfather figure in this one as well, the doll wants to protect him and thus kicks into killer doll mode. And as the movie progresses, that kind of becomes more and more of his personality. So there were some nice scenes here actually where the doll's kind of conflicted. You can see him kind of not sure if what he's doing is the right thing to do, and you can kind of see his fall from the good side of the Force to the dark side. Funny being voiced by Mark Hamill. Yeah, like I said, the movie wasn't horrible, had some good beats, but for me, the whole supernatural angle is what made Chucky Chucky. He was a possessed doll by the spirit of a killer, and this one is just a piece of hardware gone offline. And so it was really kind of it was really hard for me to get my head around. Like, I saw those initial trailers and I thought, this looks interesting, but I wasn't really sure. I was kind of dubious. It looked pretty, but when I heard about Mark Hamill being the voice of Chucky, I was like totally on board to check it out. I didn't catch it at the theater, so I was quite happy to pick it up on Blu-ray. Not a bad film, just not a Chucky film. I just couldn't buy it, much like the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street with Jackie Earle Haley stepping into the role of Freddy Krueger, made famous by Robert Englund. Jason Voorhees can get away with it because he wears a mask, so we can have multiple stuntmen and actors in that role. And Freddy Krueger, yeah, he had a mask on as well, but Robert Englund just owned Freddy's role so much. Anybody else behind that makeup just doesn't really stand a fighting chance. And here we have it with Chucky. We got a new doll, a new voice, and it just didn't feel like an authentic Child's Play movie to me. So was this movie necessary for me? No, I still got the classics. I mean, I've got the whole kit here, all films in there, and then the new and Cult of Chucky. So I'm hoping we're going to get more in this line of the movie franchise with Brad Dourif doing the voice. This one, I don't necessarily need more of. I mean, they do kind of kill Chucky off pretty violently in this film, but they do that in all of them and he still manages to come back. But having a robot basically being destroyed and have his CPU destroyed as well, there's always a chance of him coming back, but what would be his motivation? He's just a doll who's gone haywire. He's not a possessed doll who's trying to find a human host. So yeah, that was just the big gripe for me. Now, the kills were great, over the top and very gory, but not very many. And I don't get too many spoilers here, but there was basically only 3 kills in this film, and they were fun. Like, they were gory and over the top, so it doesn't really hold back on that. And the performances were good too. I mean, I don't generally like Aubrey Plaza, but I found her quite engaging in this film. And the new kid on the block, Gabriel Bateman, was quite good as Andy. He got some good range playing a little deaf kid. I thought he was quite capable in the role as well. A lot of range, and he did a really good performance, so I bought him. He was good. And Mark Hamill doing the voice of Chucky, yeah, it was a real coup getting Mark Hamill for this. He was amazing. Like, he's a very talented actor. He's a legend, and his voice work is renowned. So having him as Chucky was not a problem. It was just different. And the rest of the cast kind of rounded out really nice too. We didn't have any cameos from that original film, which would have been nice. But yeah, it really did feel like a cash grab. Like, reboots are never going to go away. We're going to get those forever. I mean, so as long as Hollywood's got a well to pull from, we're going to get these remakes, and those older 80s classics are ripe for the picking. Not saying that a Child's Play reboot couldn't have been great. It could have been, and I know they want to come in fresh and do their own thing, but for me, this one really kind of missed the mark a little bit. So I didn't really love it. It was okay, it was fun, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as that original Child's Play franchise. I mean, all the other Chucky films I just adore. They're fantastic. Anyway, guys, that's my basic review on Child's Play. Did you like it? What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.